Hello. The time has come for my second out of the 3 yearly reflection videos. And in this video, it will be a reflection upon my creative journey. As I have realized that for myself, 2025 defined my rebirth in creativity. Or rather even just identifying my own creative process for the first time in my life. This has been my most creative year by far. The year where I was most willing and most desiring to create, to think, to come up with new ideas, and to have the energy and will to make that step to pursue those ideas. I feel like one of the most crucial reasons for why I was able to put so much time into creativity was because of my celibacy. As I've done the research, and well, abstaining helps the male mind to maintain the energy and put it into more creative sectors. And like it or not, my year is a sign that it does work in that way. So for most of my life, I have struggled with my creativity. It's upon entering secondary school where there was a point where I stopped seeing creative acts as a source of joy and a fun activity. There became a point where I started seeing that more as work and something I had to do rather than something I wanted to do. And that aspect of it stuck with me till the very last year of uni. It's only in my final year project that I finally started to have that drive to want to create something good. Before that, I just was hoping to get through on a decent grade. And in my final year is when I started to actually put in more attention towards it. And yeah, I was always longing for understanding of myself, of my creativity, and just longing for clarity towards it, longing for this drive. Because I always looked up to people who have this creative passion. I feel like passion is one of the most beautiful just drives someone can have. And when that passion is attached to a creative output, they can do so much. Those people can do so much, and you can see in them how their creative output just fuels them. It nurtures their soul and just allows them to shine beyond just the physical. I think creativity is one of the most crucial things and beneficial things that can heal someone, their mind and their soul. The fuel for the spirit is creativity. And that's why I just knew I had to uncover this path that I may walk upon and in result benefit myself. Within this year is when I discovered the joy within creation. And thanks to videography, I would say, that was the most defining thing that I have decided to do this year. I feel like this year would have been so completely different and perhaps lackluster without the act of videography, without the act of capturing myself and my life. I feel like I would have kept myself less accountable for it and the actions I pursued. A lot of times you might hear how people say journaling is, well, it will help you navigate yourself when you reflect upon the day that you experienced. Well, I got tired of writing, so my journaling became videography. And that's kind of like how I made myself start doing it. It was a spontaneous idea, and on the first day of New Year this year, I think I remembered that I was like, shit, I think I was considering doing some recordings and perhaps posting them. Like, fuck it, I will. And it's like, in that moment, I had no clue of how it could turn out. In that moment is before I even understood that I love it. And it caught onto me like a craze, the sort of addiction to be able to capture everything. I didn't care about editing. I didn't care about making it look good. I cared about capturing. Who knows why I was so attached to the idea of capturing my sight and my point of view. In that moment, I think I was feeling a bit lonely, and perhaps videography is what gave me the company I so desired. I created the company for the sake of someone else potentially finding that company within me. I wanted to provide moments of joy and understanding for someone. And I think the beautiful thing about YouTube is that there's a chance that in the future, if the videos are still there, people will still somehow manage to find them, and perhaps there will be someone that will genuinely connect with it, be it 5-10 years in the future. I have 400 videos on my channel. And so many of them with 0 views. I find that beautiful. It hasn't met the people that it needs to yet, or like the people who haven't found it, and the time will come for that when they do. It's been quite a few months now since I stopped caring about the views. Of course, I cared about the views because I wanted my content to be reached to other souls out there. That's one of the main reasons why I started, well, shorts, because there's a way higher chance of it reaching more people, and which it did. It gave me the views, but not the subscribers, although I was at a steady 50 subscribers. 1 whole year for that. You would think a whole year of consistent video publishing will do way more than just that, but here we are. In fact, let's check out some stats, I guess, for my channel after the whole year. My videos in 2025 so far, on the 30th of December, have gotten 31,708 views. The full watch time is 99.7 hours. Crazy. And I think like after I post my last batch of videos, there's a chance that it will reach the 100 hours mark. The highest rated views I have was shorts, of course. Some gaming shorts were good ones, and the highest viewed normal video was my video vid 126. It's where I was running, hiccuping under the rain. Just funny, really. And that was 1,000 views for whatever reason. And then the closest normal video with the same views I actually won't be able to see, because all the rest of them are shorts. I guess it was a good idea to get into shorts, and I feel like I quite enjoyed shorts because I knew like in my videos there's always like little segments and glimpses of why I enjoyed talking like I did. And those shorts allow people to understand the energy that I put across and understand the contents of my videos and what I'm just trying to encapsulate in them all. I feel like watching through these shorts is actually a good way for an introduction and for a glimpse of what my content is about. So I'm very happy I started doing that. It seems like, well, I had way more normal videos than shorts, which is quite funny. Like, more than twice as many normal videos than shorts. I have started doing shorts only like half a year in, but who knows how it would have been if I did it straight from the beginning. My channel would have been quite a bit bigger, I believe. That's why if like someone is gonna have an introduction through just like seeing a bunch of my shorts, that's still like the first half year content that is not on there, and it's just hidden in the videos. So there's a lot of hidden gems out there. And that's kind of the reason why I started doing shorts, is to help people discover these hidden gems or hidden, like, thoughts that I've had and funny moments I've had. I had nearly 250,000 impressions, and that's just like how many people my content has reached, or like at least a thumbnail of sorts being seen. I might just put out just random screenshots of the stats I gained. I was keeping track of the stats for like the first half a year, then I got tired of it because I had other shit to focus on. And yeah, damn, most of my viewers are male, 85%. 25 to 34-year-old is my interesting. And okay, so that's YouTube. That's YouTube. I had no clue the potential it had when I first started it, and it by far improved a lot of other sectors of my life, and I am very thankful for it. It defined my creative journey in 2025. For some of my other creative projects, my personal projects, I delved into some terrarium making. I delved into making collage, and I had a lot of projects within my room, making it look good, making it look comfy, cozy, pretty. And I have also had many creative projects in terms of my outfits. I expanded my wardrobe, understood my tastes, and in result, it looked as better as ever. More so, in addition to all that, one of the ways I understood that my creativity was just improving, and my understanding and ability to use it was improving, was the fact that within this year I have included creative writing and poetry as a norm in my life. I was more willing and giving towards beautifully written text, and it's so fun to have a finished to see a finished result that you are satisfied with, and it reads beautifully, and it makes me so happy when I finally finish a poem. It's like, okay, that's a good one. On top of poetry, I have delved into, and well, not finished, but I have just done just normal writing, some short stories, if you may. I have started them, but these require a lot more attention, which I will be willing to give them after this year. And I'll be looking forward to uncovering my creative ability, not just in small text and short stanzas, but in more prolonged and world building and just encapsulating feeling within the whole extract. Because I feel like the beauty of poetry is the act that half of the information is connected by the reader, and I think that's why my poetry is able to shine effectively. Whereas with actual short stories, I have to give all the information I want the viewer to know, and that's a whole different aspect that I need to get comfortable with. Next year, I see my creativity not stopping and proceeding forward and turning into something greater and more grounded, something I understand and have more control of. And yeah, YouTube and videography is a main reason for why I was able to do this, and why I am now confident in proceeding forward with my creative aspect. One of the main crucial things that allowed me to gain this confidence is the fact that I put zero pressure on myself throughout this journey. I have put zero pressure. In the beginning of YouTube creation, I just moved as I wished. Even though I was making a lot of videos and perhaps like these deadlines that I've been having recently, of course that has been adding pressure, of course. But when I was first making my steps upon this path, I allowed myself to find the joy. And I knew that the joy was not in the editing for me. So I did not consider editing as a crucial part of my videography. The crucial part is me talking and me capturing. Those two things. I either capture or I either talk, or sometimes both. and that's just why it was so amazing. Because it was quick. It was easy. I did not make it complicated. And only as I progressed, I was understanding, oh, now is the time for me to learn how to cut the videos. Now is the time for me to learn how to put the music in there. I even only much later delved into color correction. And it's fun. By not putting a lot of these expectations on myself at the beginning, I allowed myself to proceed with freedom. I practiced consistency. And one of the most crucial aspects in a lot of people's creative problems is the perfectionism. It's their constant pursuit in making something perfect. I, for the longest time, have been a perfectionist in terms of art. And YouTube was the reason for why I was able to abolish that aspect of perfectionism. Because, as I said, I didn't do editing. For me, I gave myself 10 minutes. If I want to talk more, create a new video. If I can't think of much else to talk about, I just sat there in silence. And I ended up posting those 10 minutes as they were. I tackled my perfectionism so that I will stop caring as much about the kind of content I make. I gave myself space to breathe without worry. And I'm not sure, but I think I'm no longer a perfectionist. I kept myself disciplined to be able to upload this many videos. It's crazy to think how much time has been going into these. They're fast, they're quick, but there's so many of them. So many videos. Another aspect of perfectionism, how I know that I fixed it, is because within this year, I have discovered my own style of doodling. Yes, you heard that right. Only within this year, as a creative individual, I have for the first time in my life understood how to doodle. What is my doodle? And I even stuck some of them on my wall. Because I was like, it's an important part in my creative journey. And I am proud of it. I came up with a name for my doodle style as well. I call it whatever the fuck that is. Can you see? Just literally randomness. Random lines, shapes and colors. Well, no colors. Random lines, shapes, texture, geometry. I understood that the way other people doodle, and I was trying to copy, they follow rules. They follow specific styles or whatever. I hate rules in creativity. I hate being tedious and trying to be perfect in creativity. Fuck that. Forget about that. Once you do, you will uncover the full potential and the reason for the act of creativity. It's to not care for the outcome. It's to not worry so much about how it looks or about the little mishaps or just mistakes or whatever. You gotta stop caring. And that's when your art will flourish. And that's when you'll understand how it truly nourishes your spirit. At least that's how it was for me. Okay, I think I have actually effectively discussed everything I wanted to. It feels good. This was actually a very nice chat, and I'm very happy on how it went, and the pace I took, and the comfort I felt when discussing it. Thank you very much for listening and watching. It means a lot if you actually care about the words I said. I guess you know a bit more about me now. You have a whole channel to discover if you want to know the rest of me. And yeah, I guess the last thing left to do is to just thank me for the decision that I made to proceed forward with this idea. Thank you.